we are back from our break. So, last we left off, we had entered into some kind of, let's call it dungeon. deep in the earth, in some long-forgotten Dowie hold. Something that probably shouldn't exist in a place like this. You decided to brave it after taking some instruction from your book that may or may not be possessed by a demon. And, yeah, you ended up in front of a cell that you saw just a flicker of light. And that is where we're picking up. So, with that having happened, Marius, you were leading the way, if I remember correctly. Okay. You see a flare in some runes, because that's what they look like to you, around the edges of the bars of this cage, this cell that goes from floor to ceiling. And like I said, this is a normal 10-foot ceiling. It looks like the cage is probably, likewise, probably about 10 feet wide and goes all the way to the wall. So it's a decent size cell. And the runes flare a bright red. And when they do, they illuminate a figure within. And the figure, from what the three of you can see, though Marius is the closest, is rather unexpected. You see a white-haired dwarf with bronze torques through his beard, and his beard is long, almost touching the floor. He's wearing a very similar archaic bronze armor that stoically, and he is just kind of stoically standing and staring at the lot of you. His eyes are a steely gray, and he has what looks like a feather cloak draped about his shoulders. So, you finally have the stomachs to face Drogor Zarduum, you Umzaki. Well, I'll have you know, there's one Dowie left in the Unbaraki Karak that will give you a proper thrashing. And as he moves to grab a hold of the bars of the cell, they light up again, and they appear to kind of flinch away, inflicting pain on him, forcing him away from the cells.
You said he has a feather cloak?
He has a feathered cloak.
Is that common for dwarves?
This would be something unheard of from what you know of dwarven culture, this is bizarre. Mm-hmm. He is, but then again, the things you've seen around here are bizarre to begin with. You're not sure where the hell you are, but this is unusual in the highest. Everything about this is strange.
It is, Master Dwarf, it is. I apologize. My name is Marius Wolf. These are my friends.
Bragadin Bano.
Yeah.
Seamus says nothing, I guess.
Seamus again. Seamus again.
Seamus says nothing.
Hey.
That's the quiet one over there is Seamus.
Do we need the introductions? Just get it over with already. Been waiting this for a long time.
Awaiting what, Master Dwarf?
And then he kind of gives the lot of you a look up and down. You look like no followers of the Blood God. How have you come to this place?
Poorly, slowly, and painfully.
What might be your business in Carrick Zorn?
To be honest, Master Dwarf, we did not know where we were. You said this is KXON.
I need all of you to make me a history check. And this will be difficult for everyone except for Marius. So everyone else has a minus 20. Marius, you will get a plus 30 to this test.
I don't have the history skill. What would that be under?
I don't have history either.
I believe it
Intelligence?
is... I believe it is intelligence. Let me make sure.
Just a straight history intelligence.
So it would be just a straight intelligence check for the rest of you guys. Let me make sure, though.
But a negative 20?
Wow.
Negative 20 for you guys, plus 30 for Marius.
Okay.
I definitely failed, no matter what it is.
I've got about a 1% chance of making this. Let's find out. Oh, nope. That's a fail.
All right.
I've got a Marius got a 46 out of 66.
46 out of 66. Yes, this is an advanced skill. I believe it is actually called, so it's technically not history. Let me see here. It is called lore. Does anybody have lore?
No,
I have lore, but I have real specific lore, and it's not to anything related to the dollar.
Which one do you have?
Reichland.
Lore of the Reich. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have lore dwarves? Anybody?
No.
No.
I Secret Science Minor.
This is why I'm giving you the benefit, because you have had dealings with someone who apparently is well connected to this place. He talks about it very, very often. And Zarduum Amberbelly talks about long-lost Carrick Zorn constantly. It is an obsession of sorts. And he tells tales of a hold that fell long before the race of men even settled the Reichland. So you were somewhere very, 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 very ancient. Hence the get-up.
Carrick Zorn. That's Amberbelly tells me. He told me many stories of this.
Amberbelly, you say?
City. Yes.
They made it out.
I'm sorry, who?
The Amberbellies.
Is that what you
the Amberbelly clan. They made it out. They survived.
I suppose so. Zarduum is a proprietor of the best bar in our town, in Sealberg.
Town?
Yes.
You Umgi have towns?
We do. Seamus and I come from a place called Sealberg.
So my mother does actually too. My family is quite important there.
This is... regardless. Can you help me?
I'd like to do an intuition check.
Go ahead. Go ahead and make me that intuition test.
13 out of 29.
So that is 2 levels of success. No, it's not. It's 1 level of success.
One level.
All right. You kind of, after hearing him speak, and he's a little forceful. Wants to get out of this cell, obviously. He's very strange. It's unusual for a dwarf to look like this. You're not sure what's going on. He seems just like an old man, an old dwarf in here, innocent.
We must get this man out.
Before he gets this man out, What are you doing in the cell?
The Unzaki decided to force me to watch the end of my people. They said they would save me for the last. I fear I have been neglected for quite some time.
I have heard of the dwarf's legendary constitution, but how are you alive? What have you eaten?
And he looks ashamed. And you glance down at the cell, and there are dead rats, skeletons to be expected. Apparently, he eats whatever he can that crawls into this cell. You see a couple bugs. It looks like he has been growing some kind of fungus on some of the wall and has been eating that, perhaps. He has been surviving.
Okay. Marius is probably just flabbergasted at probably how long this person has lived here.
Yes, and I will also, just remind you that likewise, when 8-9 years passed for you guys when you went from the tunnel back to Sealburg, you probably could deduce that maybe the same could happen in reverse when you go somewhere else. So you might not be as far in the future as you're thinking. You might be long, long in the past. Just food for thought.
Oh, gee.
My brain hurts.
Well, easy, Seamus. And then, he's exhausted. I'm sorry, Master Dwarf. Your name one more time, if you don't mind.
Drogor, Zarduum, last of Karakzorn.
It's Zardoon or Zardoom?
Zardoum. D-U-U-M.
Doom. Okay, thank you.
Or at least that's how I'm pronouncing it. I don't know how you fucking pronounce that name.
So it sounds right to me.
So, yeah.
Is it Master or Lord Zarduum? Are you a noble, your kind?
Your Ungi titles mean nothing to me, little man.
Let's
And
not get. Let's
at
not
this
get
point,
caught up in the titles.
you notice this dwarf's 5 feet tall. So technically, Beno is a couple inches taller than him.
I don't know. I was going to ask you to let him out, but he's become quite hostile.
How do we get you out of here, Master Dwarf?
You gotta find the
Marius,
key.
Wait, Marius, wait.
Come now,
Who
don't
is
leave
Unzagi?
me in here.
Marius
Who
is
is
very
Unzagi
trusting
that you
of
speak of?
What was that?
You said someone put you into the cell.
Yes, the Unzaki.
Where are these people?
The followers. The wrath of the blood god descended on Karakzorn.
And are there any of these people around?
And he looks at the three of you. Looks like they're still here. You seem to have become acquainted.
I do not know what you are talking about.
He's obviously referring to the followers of the blood god that attempted to kill you in the elevator.
Marius understands.
Bragadine is not very bright.
It's the these beastmen, these filth.
The monsters. Oh, yes.
Yes,
the
the monsters.
The monsters are the least of your worries. Get me out of here.
We've been guided here. We were told that this place is of some importance, that we are supposed to come here.
Indeed,
Perhaps
it is.
Perhaps you are the reason, Master Dwarf.
I'm gonna
I'm
actually
looking
go
around for a key.
I'm gonna go where I'm slightly out of sight of the bars, where maybe the the Master Dwarf can't see me, and I'm going to try to motion to Marius to come over to me so I can try to speak to him quietly. See if hopefully he gets my gesture. Like,
oh, I will say that he can see you motioning to him. It's his choice if he wants to walk over there with you. But yes.
All right, I'll follow.
Okay.
And I will whisper this, and I'm like, "Is this the creature your evil book told us to come to?"
It's possible. I don't know.
Does that mean that this creature is evil because your evil book? These are your words.
It is all very confusing.
Lady, why am I here?
I know it is.
I just want to remind you, you're the one who says the book is evil, and the book has told us to come here.
It is. It's very true. I understand your trepidation, Master, but no, I know that Mother Inga has sent us here to stop a great evil, and she said this book is the key. So I'm choosing to trust her, as dubious as that is. Try to stop whatever is happening.
What can I do to help? Are we looking for a key?
I guess so. Pray to your heathen laity, and I'll pray to the glorious Sigma.
I will ignore your blasphemy, and I will pray to the lady.
So Drogor hears the two of you. You're not exactly quiet, and he has very keen hearing, as he is a dwarf. He hears this entire conversation, and he glances over at Seamus. You there. You, come closer.
Seamus will step closer, but Seamus does not trust this man.
Okay. And listen, the fool, the little one, he's gonna get you all killed. Get me out of here. I can get you safely through here. Of course. Something must be done. But we will get to that after I'm freed. The key is not so much a key as you more than likely expect. It is and he reaches his hand out and touches the bar, and the runes flare, and he flinches back. He goes, it looks like one of these. It is on a flat stone made out of a particular metal. I believe some of the previous guards had them on their person. I happen to know where an extra might be. If you leave this room, go across the hall, and you will find a storeroom. Within, there should be a key. And he steps back away, Seamus.
All right.
And Mary and
we're...
Bragadine heard none of that, right?
No, you guys are busy talking to yourselves.
Cool.
If I let you out of here, Master Dwarf, what prevents you from killing the three of us?
Not much. But, and then he opens his hands. I don't exactly have a weapon. You look very well equipped, especially to make it past the Umzaki this far. Perhaps I will need your talents if we are to, all of us, leave safely.
I'm quite a talented man. Marius!
I sent the hand back over.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going to explain to him the situation. We can just glaze over this and just say that you explained it to him.
I'll tell him about the hall, and then I will leave out the part about the little man until we're a little farther away. Until we're a little farther away from him.
Yes.
When the time is right.
What the bars question? When the bars flare up,
yes.
Are the runes on them? Would Marius know that the runes are dwarven in nature?
Yes, you can tell. Now, here's the thing. That is a tricky question.
Okay.
You have never seen anything with rune work up until you went to the Old One's tunnel. And it's hard for you as a human to distinguish the difference between the two. There is a difference, but you get the idea that it would take either a king eye or someone from one of these cultures to distinguish them, essentially. So you're not sure. You know they're runes for sure, but you're not sure about the nature, about who carved them.
As I walk, I guess, closer to Seamus, I talk to the Mr. Zarduum. Master Zarduum. Why are you locked in here? The dwarf Amberbelly told me the dwarves don't have prisons.
We don't.
But yet, here you are.
It's the work of the Dawizar. Our evil kin. I'm sure you'll become more acquainted the longer you stay in this hold.
I know if you give me your word, Master Zarduum, that you will not deceive us, I will let you out. And I know what it is for a dwarf to give his word.
First you must find the stone. Release me. Then we shall have an accord. You, Master Wolf, seem an honorable man. Obviously you have dealings with my kin. I need something. Something must be done about the hold before we can leave. I will give you my oath if you agree to help me.
It's enough for me, Master Zarduum. And I tell Seamus and Master Pernod, if he gives us his word, he won't break it. Dwarves are a stubborn lot. And I guess kind of like motion for us to kind of head on to the storeroom, I guess. We'll be back, Master Zarduum.
All right, and he just kind of slinks back into the darkened shadows of his cell, and you proceed. With Seamus's instructions, instead when you come to the T, you go directly across, and it makes a curve. And with your torchlight and everything, you easily find a set of rooms. There are 4 rooms in total. You try to open the first one, it's locked. You move to the second one, and it looks like the door's been broken in, and it looks like the inside has been caved in. It looks like a collapse happened. You move to the third door, which is on your right now, and it opens freely, if you so choose to enter.
Marius, you go first. You've got the night vision, Marius.
Okay, very well. And I open the door.
Okay, you open the door. It swings inward and thuds heavily against the wall. Kind of shakes some of the dust off of the nearby area. You notice that one of the walls, as soon as you look in this room's about, it's massive. It's probably a like 60 by like 70 or 80 foot room. Very large room. And looks like one of the walls towards the back end, and it looks like possibly the ceiling, because you can see the ceiling. Ceiling is about 40 feet up, Marius. The room is not lit whatsoever, except for with the light that you're bringing with you. It was completely dark in here. and it looks like there's holes in the roof, and in the far back side, it looks like something burrowed through or broke in at some point. You get the idea that there's further tunnels, and they don't look like they're man-made. They look dug by something or someone that are kind of littered, like almost like like pieces of cheese, like just holes throughout this whole room. But you notice, glancing around, you guys can do this one of two ways. Either everybody can give me perception tests, or you can aid Marius, since he can see better, and have him do a perception test with advantages.
I believe his is pretty good, so I'll aid him.
Okay.
I will do this. I will do the same.
All right. So Marius, give me a perception plus 20.
All right. That's 5 out of 65.
Very, very good. 6 levels of success.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay. What are you looking for? I need to ask.
Looking for the key, I guess, or the slab with the...
Okay.
Yeah.
So you glance into this room, and you, of course, see the markings like I told you, but you also see that there are shelving units, almost like an armory of sort would be that you've seen in other places. And upon these stands, most of them are empty, and it looks like they were made out of some kind of bronze. They make rows down the center, and they also line the edges. There's also tables, and it looks like this might have been some kind of workshop or something of the sorts. You're not sure. There's lots of strange things inside of here. Mostly tables and kind of like lockers of a sort. You see a couple armor stands that are still outfitted with full suits of dwarven plate armor. This very archaic kind of bronze kind of armor that you've seen on many of the corpses thus far. Now, it will not fit any of you guys. It is probably way too heavy for anybody besides Marius to even attempt to wear. I will give you that. But with your very good checks, Marius, you find multiple things as you kind of start looking through this room. First off, you find an assortment of dwarven weapons. Specifically hand weapons. Now, they are old, but they look very, very durable and pretty decent. You find axes, and you even find swords, which is very unusual. But you find dwarven swords and axes, and you even find a couple hammers, and they look like they're one-handed. You also find a few shields, dwarven shields. They count as just a regular shield if anybody wants to take one. There's more than enough for everybody to have one if they want some. It depends on what you guys want to carry. Now, we'll say there will be encumbrance issues if we carry too much crap. So this is just the first lot of things you discover. Would anyone like to take any of those things?
Is there a...
Mary said just before anyone starts grabbing stuff would be like, this is very old. I've never seen Zarduum wield anything in bronze or any of his brethren when they come into the Faggy. This is very old indeed. It's been years upon years since I think the dwarves have ever used bronze weaponry. That's all. That's just what Marius wanted to say to the crew there.
Mr. Bragadine, would you like to partake?
Yes, I want to look around and see if I have a short sword or
There is a
dagger,
sword.
perhaps.
There's a sword. You pick up the sword. It's heavy as hell. These are made to be wielded by dwarves.
I will put it right back down.
But it is manageable. It's not going to give you any penalties. It's just much heavier than a normal sword. You're not going to get any penalties. Just know for a fact that it's considered heavier. It's a +4 sword.
Okay.
if you want to wield it. There may or may not be special properties tied to it that you would not know about until a later date.
I am at least going to put it into my belt and carry it with me. I still have my little pick, so...
Would you like a shield?
My brother was trained more in the martial arts. I do know how to use a sword, but I'm not that familiar with the shield.
Okay. I will say this. Since you have melee basic, and you do come from a noble family of, let's just call them somewhat knights, if you choose to use a shield, you can.
All right, I'll grab a shield. I'll grab a shield. If there's one I can manage with the sword.
Oh yes, easily enough. And they're dwarven size. So when you pick it up, it's like the size of a normal shield. For them, it would have been kind of
it's like
big.
braggadine size. All right,
it's a braggadine size shield. So when you wield the shield, you wield it in your offhand. I'm assuming when someone attacks you, and you go to defend yourself with the shield, you get a +20 to your defense.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it will help you survive. Now, you can attack with the shield. It doesn't do a lot. It's considered undamaging. But we will go further into that if you ever decide to. We'll go into kind of dual wielding and how that works. But for now, you will have a shield, and now you have a sword as well. All of dwarven make and this kind of ancient kind of design. And braggadine, as you're wielding it... I mean, you've seen bronze things before and probably held them before. It feels too heavy to be just bronze. You get the idea that this might just be a almost artistic kind of measure that was imbibed upon these. More than likely, they're made of something much more sturdy underneath. This might just be like a patina over the top. But regardless... you find all of those, Marius, and then, still with your ridiculously good check, something that might perk Seamus's entrance, towards the back of the hall, Marius, as you are getting closer to one of these giant holes, you see something that immediately you think of Seamus, and you kind of call him over. And on a table towards the back of this room, there are parts, kind of looks like somebody was either assembling or disassembling something. And you recognize some of the parts. You see a long metallic shaft. And it looks like these are parts to some kind of black powder weapon laying in the back of this room. And with your ridiculous success levels, you both get closer. And Braggadine, are you kind of with them, or are you kind of just on your own?
I'm behind them a few steps.
Okay.
Just kind of getting the feel of my new equipment.
Yeah, getting it, kind of testing swinging your stuff. You look like a small child swinging the sword back there. But you're getting the hang of it. Exactly. So the two of you get closer, and Seamus, you find laying down next to the disassembled parts underneath a pile of rubbish, very well hidden, I might add. You pull out a massive black powder rifle.
Yes.
This is a Thunderer.
Oh shit!
So let me give you the stats on it.
Yes, please.
You have it. You don't see any black powder to go with it. You're probably going to have to hope that it works on the same kind you have. Mm-hmm. But it is it has a range of 100 feet. It's a +9. Actually, it's a +10 weapon. It is accurate and precise. And it has a reload of 4 success levels to reload it.
Accurate, precise, and 4 success levels.
Yes. And what accurate does is whenever you go to draw aim on somebody, you automatically have a +10 to any test when firing this weapon. So you automatically get a +10 just when you go to aim with it. And then with precise, if you ever get a successful hit, you gain an additional success level. When you hit, you get 1 additional damage, essentially.
Sweet. Yes.
So it is a impressive weapon. Now, it does have a reload of 4 success levels, so to keep that in mind. But you have a thunder cannon. So, yeah, you find that.
Oof.
And just at that moment, Marius, you also, because of your ridiculous, you rolled so well on this. Marius, you're combing over the walls, and you notice there's like a small rune engraved into one of the kind of stone blocks that make up part of the room nearby where you found the Thunderer. And you touch it, and it lights up. And as it does, a section of the wall underneath pushes in and then slides to the side, revealing a hidden compartment in the wall. I'm assuming you glance inside.
I do.
You look down, Marius, just intrigued. You didn't expect anything to happen. It kind of taken you off guard. And you look down underneath with the candlelight illuminating. And there are 6 glass orbs. They're about the size of a bowling ball. They're made of glass, and inside are green dancing flames inside all of them.
Oh, scared.
Go ahead and give me a explosives check.
Okay. Let's see. What is it? I have to reroll that. Let's see here. Is this trade skill explosives?
This would be your trade skill. Yeah, this is the skill version. Yeah.
Okay. Let me spin it on fortune. Much better. That is a 15 out of 42.
Okay. All right. So with so that's 15, 20, 35. Okay, so 2 levels of success. This is definitely some kind of explosive. It's made out of glass. It's probably really, really, really a caustic. There's something about it, and something about it looks eerily familiar. It looks... It just kind of the shape, the outline, it looks kind of like when you saw those rat people. It looks like something they might have had. But it can't be the same. It's got to be something different. Now, you and me, now the players know that they are, in fact, different. Marius would have no idea. He just sees a glass orb. I can't give everything away. You didn't roll high enough. Just know that it is an explosive of some kind. God knows what's going to happen if you throw it at somebody.
Yeah. Is there a like a carrying case for him or anything? Or
they're just sitting there underneath. They're just kind of stacked, kind of against a corner underneath this hidden compartment.
I'll probably very gently take them and kind of wrap them up in any excess cloth there.
You can find, you could find like excess kind of clothing material around this room, especially with your success levels. Probably like some tattered remains of some dwarven shirt and things of the sort. Some tabards, maybe. Wrap it up, and you think you've got it pretty secure.
Is there 4 of them?
There's 6.
6. I'll take 3.
You only take 3. Okay. What about the other 3?
I was going to say I wrap up 3. Mm-hmm. I'll take 2 of them. Seamus, oh no, come here. And
yes, my friend.
I hand them each one. I was like, I'm not sure exactly what this is, but I think it will be quite the explosive experience.
Now,
oh, it's quite beautiful.
I will say,
Here, look what happens when you shake it.
I will say, Jesus. I will say, these things are pretty hefty. Marius, you're a strong guy.
Yeah.
Each one of these balls probably weighs about 40 pounds.
40 pounds?
You don't know what it's made out of. You have no idea. It is heavy as hell.
How big are they? Like, is it like
I mean, they're like the size of a bowling ball, but they're condensed. Whatever's inside is very heavy.
Okay.
So, Marius, you could probably hold 3 or 4 easily.
Okay.
But chucking one is not going to be easy. And if someone was not a strong person, even handling one might not be advised.
That's so heavy. I fear I may drop it.
I take it back. Maybe not for you.
Excuse me, 30 pounds, not 40 pounds, 30 pounds. It's still heavy.
Okay.
Still heavy.
Yeah.
Still going to drop it.
I put it back in its little alcove. Seamus, would you like to carry one? I kind of let him hold one to see if he feels like he can do it.
Maybe in a couple more days or something when I regain my strength. But
that's true. That's
right
true.
now, as it feels quite heavy right now.
Well, I'll take 4 then, and I put an extra one in. And,
okay. So
do I see any?
Are we leaving 2? So we're leaving 2 in the alcove, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
2 in the
all
alcove.
right. Continue with your question.
Do I see any two-handed weapons? You mentioned all one-handed.
You would definitely find a two-handed warhammer.
Okay.
There's also a few axes, a few like great axes.
Mm-hmm. I will take a.
Okay.
I'll probably take a great axe for Zarduum.
Okay.
So,
all right. So you heft it over your shoulder. It's pretty damn heavy, but you grab it. You're gonna bring it back to Zarduum. All right.
Yeah.
Also, as you're beginning to turn and leave, you see with your ridiculous success levels, you get a glimmer out of the corner of your eye, and you see it looks like on one of the shelving units, actually on one of the tables near the back of this room once again, you see a circular stone. Looks like it's made out of some kind of metal on the top, and there is a rune carved into it. As you begin to approach with your... Well, actually, no. This is just going to happen. I need everybody to roll me initiative.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Wrong thing.
13.
I got a 9.
Okay, let me get all my shit. There it is. Okay, so who do I got up first?
Bragadine rolled a 13.
Okay, 13 for Bragadine. Okay. Marius?
10.
And then Seamus?
9.
Okay, Marius. Seamus. Okay. So... this is considered a surprise round against the 3 of you. What you can do is you guys can burn a resolve point and remove the surprise condition if you don't want the surprise to happen to you. So I'm going to ask you guys now, do you want to do that?
Marius does.
Okay. Seamus?
Do we have to decide this as a group, or
no?
can we each
You can
make our
decide
own
this per
decisions?
person. Marius is going to do it. Do you want to do it, Seamus?
I will not do it because I've already burned one.
Okay. And Mr. Beno, would you like to burn a resolve point?
I believe I burned both of my resolve points.
You've already done 2? Okay. Well, in that case, Marius is the only one not caught off guard. So, Marius, you'll be acting in initiative order. The rest of these guys, it's just we're gonna go through the first round basically, and then we will see what happens. So, let me write this down real quick. Okay, so Marius, Bragadine would be first to go. So Bragadine, you glance above you, and you see this horrifically large, hulking creature clinging to the ceiling. It's glowing in the firelight, and you're kind of just caught up, just kind of staring at it. And it has 8 legs attached, and it is obviously some massive spider. And Bragadine, one of its beady eyes glances down at you, and it is going to attempt to attack you. Like I said, it is 40 feet up above you, and it gets advantage because you're surprised. So, Bragadine, you glance up, and suddenly its abdomen kind of flexes, and a long shoot of webbing flies down and wraps around your torso and sticks you to the ground. You have 3 entangled conditions. So, let me get you the exactly what that does real quick. So, the entangled condition, you're not allowed to move as long as you have a condition. All actions involving movement suffer a -10 penalty per condition. The only way to get out of the entangled condition is to win an opposed strength check against the webbing. Every success level will remove a condition. So I'll tell you, I'm going to do the basis for this is just a straight a challenging. So you just have to get 3 success levels to remove it. But you're currently pinned in place. And it is still clinging to the roof, and it's kind of chittering to itself. You see mandibles clicking back and forth. Marius, it is your turn. You glance over your shoulder. Bano is about 20 feet from you, currently webbed in place as this thick, mucousy web is shot down from the ceiling. You glance up and see this horrendous creature. But at the same time, Marius, you glance over to your right, and the massive hole right next to you, there appears to be chittering, and a large spindly leg moves out of the hole, and a huge spider. The spider is about 9 feet tall when it's standing up on its legs, and probably at least 10 or 12 feet long. It is a large creature. And it pulls itself out of, and that's how big the one on the ceiling is too, pulls itself out of the tunnel and kind of clicks its mandibles at you. And then, Marius, you glance over to your left, and at a hole in the left side of the room, a similarly sized spider crawls out of the other hole on the other side of the room, closer to Mr. McCready. Marius, what would you like to do?
Was the spider on the ceiling? Is the web still attached to Mr. Bernal?
So the web is attached to him. It's not attached to the creature, though. It like shot it out of its body. Okay.
Varys will shrug off the 2-handed axe that dropped to the floor, and probably go towards the one, I guess, that's closest to...
Yeah, there's one like within 10 feet of you that's emerging from a hole.
Okay. Well, also kind of the one that's closest to Beno, which one I think would be able to get to Beno quicker.
Okay.
I mean, I can't get to the one on the ceiling, obviously, because...
Yeah, no, that's the closest one to him. The next closest would be the one that you are currently that's within 10 feet of you, is the closest one to him besides the one on the ceiling.
Okay, then I'll attack that one, the one I can't attack. And,
okay. You rush over, and you see its bulbous body begin to emerge from the hole in the wall. Go ahead and make me an attack.
All right. That's a 9 out of 65.
Okay. 65? That's your base?
That's my base.
Oh my god. That's insane. Is what that is. That's definitely a hit.
It's 9 success levels of it. How much
yeah. So how much damage is it?
That's 21.
21 points of damage. You bring this thing down on its head. Let me make sure it's still alive. It's still up.
Impressive.
You bring the pick, you sling it, and you smack the top of the pick through its head. Attached, you got the thorax and the big abdomen, but the head itself, you just bring the pick down, pierces through it, and it lets out this shriek, just, and its mandibles clicking and clacking together, and it pulls away from you, but it is still standing. It looks hurt, and this green mucousy blood oozes out of the wound, and as the mandibles click together, a little bit of saliva hits the floor and begins smoking on the ground. Is that the end of your turn, Marius?
All right. Yeah, that's going to be the end of Marius's turn. I can't do much else.
All right. Now it is... would be Seamus's turn, but he's surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So Seamus, you glance over, you're distracted by Marius, and a thing of webbing shoots from the spider emerging closer to you. It's within 30 feet of you. Out of the hole, and as you glance over at it, and you see it just in time to hit the dirt as it flies over the top of you and splatters against some of the nearby shelving units, and you nimbly dodge it. So you can give yourself a success level.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you have 1 point of momentum going for you, and that brings us to the top of the round. Mr. Bragadine, you are engulfed in this thick, mucousy web. What would you like to do?
Okay, am I like Frodo when he was caught wrapped up by the spiders, like that?
Pretty
like that,
much.
dude.
Yes.
All
3
right,
success levels worth.
All right, so I guess I'm going to try to break out.
Okay, give me a strength check.
What's a 93 out of 35?
Do you have
No.
Do you have you got any fortune? No?
Nope.
Okay, so you try to break out, and you're stuck, firmly stuck. You have the shield, and you're trying to work it around, trying to make a little space. Nothing. You are stuck in place, Bragadine. I'm sorry. So now,
lady, help me.
Now, since we're officially in, combat now, it's now the spider's turn that pinned Bragadine to the ground. And on its turn,
I'm doomed.
It's going to drop from the ceiling on top of him and try to kill him. Let's see here. Let's see here. Does it get any advantage on this? I need to make sure real quick. I don't think it does, because I don't think you're considered I don't think it does, really. Yeah, it just restricts your movement. It doesn't impair anything else. So you can actually attempt to defend yourself, bracketing. So make me a defense.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can. Now, it is at a -20, so just a straight roll for you with your shield.
All right, that was... so I'm just trying to roll under my weapon skill.
Yeah, roll under your weapon skill, plus since you're using the shield, you can add your skill with melee basic.
Okay, so that would be... I rolled a 68, and with that would have been a 60. So, with the shield.
Quite enough.
Nope.
So you begin to try to bring the shield up to defend yourself. But luckily for you, this creature falling from this height obviously wasn't judging the right angle. And one of the fanes, as it's dropping, clacks right near your face, like it pulls back a second. Looks like it's got you ensnared, so it begins circling you very slowly. And that's the end of its turn. So that brings us to Marius. Marius, you are up. You currently have a wounded spider in front of you. You can hear Beno calling for help behind you, and it looks like Seamus just dodged a webbing. What would you like to do?
All right, Marius should probably try to finish off the spider in front of him.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack.
Okay. That is going to be a 51 out of 75.
Easily enough. So this one, the creature rears up, all of its 8 legs, kind of, and it's lunging over you, and you just stone-faced, don't flinch, bring the pick into its abdomen, pierces in. You obviously hit something more vital this time, and the creature shrieks, pulls itself off the pick, and then curls up dead just immediately. Green blood dripping off of your weapon, and it has fallen.
All right, I'll use my remaining movement to rush to put myself in between Beno and the
creature
circling spider. Yes.
Okay. You can get to it. It's like it's in his space, basically. It's like trying to get to him. So you can get to it and maybe distract it at the least. So you're at least made it to him. Would you like to do anything with your free action?
Just say, hold on, Beno. Hold on, Beno.
Okay. That brings us to Seamus McCready. You just dodged a thing of webbing. You hear Marius slay a spider. A large creature, I might add, in 2 hits. Very upsetting to the GM. But you can hear the calls of Beno. Marius has probably got it, though. What would you like to do?
So are all the spiders in this room, or is there one coming in from like the hallway?
So there's one coming in from a hole about 30 feet from you, from one of the walls to your right. So there's only 2 that you guys both see currently. The one that is harassing Beno, and the one that looks like it wants to get a hold of you, Seamus.
All right, second question. I am at a -10 for my ribs.
For anything involving agility.
Okay,
it's only
agility.
specific to checks.
Okay. So everything else it's just a -20 then.
Yeah, everything else is just a -20 right now.
All right. Assuming Marius has the other one in check for the moment, I'll pop a shot with the crossbow at the one that shot the webbing at me.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
Ooh. Damn. So it's a -20. If I have advantage, it's only a -10. So that is going to be a 41 out of 46.
Ooh, barely. Good. Solid. It's a hit, though. So, how much damage is that total? Is that just 9 for you?
Yes, because it's not a full success level, so it's just 9.
Yeah, 9 damage.
But
so
I can't impale if impale does anything with it.
Impale gives it.
Is that just on crits?
Yeah, that's only for crits. Yeah, that's only crits.
Yeah.
That's what lets you crit on a 10, 20, 30, 40, so and whatnot. But anyways, so you give this thing a pretty solid hit. What did you roll again? A 40?
A 41.
41. Okay, so you take aim at this spider with the repeater crossbow and let loose a bolt. And you take it in one of its right legs, one of the many. There's 4 to be exact. And the bolt pierces through it, and it kind of and tries to shug it out, but it's stuck in there firmly. Doesn't look like it did as much damage as you would have hoped. It looks hurt, but still relatively okay. Would you like to take any movement?
I'll probably step back a little bit, and then I'll shout out to Marius.
I need to know how far back. You're 30 feet from the spider currently.
30 feet from the spider. Is there anything behind me that would stop me from moving?
There would be like shelving units and things like that behind you in the distance. It just depends on how far you want to go.
I'll probably step back. We'll do 20 feet.
20 feet? Okay. So you begin moving backwards. You end up passing Marius and Beno by about 10 feet or so. As you begin moving backwards. Was there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, as I pass them, I'll be like, Marius, pick him up. We gotta go.
All right, and as you do, Seamus, this spider that you just shot is enraged, and it comes hurtling towards you. Faster than you would have imagined, as it closes 50 feet in the blink of an eye, scuttling.
Damn.
All the way up to you, and it looks like it's going to try to bite you. So I need you to defend yourself, Seamus. You have a minus 20 to defend with your sword.
Is this the top of the round? Okay. That's all I wanted to check, if I could use my sword. Ooh, that is going to be a 4 out of 35. Well, 4, it cancels out, so 4 out of 55, because I had 2 levels of
Okay. Good.
Success.
So at the last moment, because you still have your free action, you are able to draw your sword as you kind of sling the crossbow and parry aside the mandible once again. And it clicks away as you barely squeeze by on that one. All right. So it snaps beside you, none the wiser. And that brings us to the top of the round, Mr. Bragadine. What would you like to do?
This spider's right up on top of me, right?
It is.
I'm going to try and attack it with my sword. I want to see if I can get in there and just stab it.
Okay. You are webbed in place. It's by you, though. I'll say that you can make me an attack, but it'll be at minus 30.
Just gotta roll around.
You can either try to break out, or you can try to make that attack. It's up to you.
All right, I feel like Bragadine would probably just try to break out in terror instead of trying to stand his ground.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right, so...
Or make me a strength check, then.
You're going to love this. It's a 66.
It's a critical fail. Okay.
That's right. You're doing very good.
Good. Roll me a D100, sir.
Okay. That's an 87.
87. Holy shit. All right. You begin thrashing around, and you feel something tear in your right calf, and you have a torn muscle.
Oh god.
Shit. This counts as a critical wound, and I will go over the torn muscle with you soon. But for now, you are hurt badly from this You just ah! You hear him cry out in pain as he's trying to flex his way out of this. Okay, that's the end of your turn then. It is now the spider's turn, and it sees you wailing in pain, Bragadine, and it is going to try to grab you. You can try to defend yourself if you'd like.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me defense at minus 20.
Oh, my God. It's 88.
Another critical fail?
I'm not joking. Yeah, it's 88.
Roll me another D100.
Roll me a new character. 44.
44.
That's impressive.
Your next,
That's three
basically,
double.
if you make it, you make it to the next round, you lose your action for the next round. That basically is what this is. So that's not as bad. But
all right.
but you are webbed in place anyway, so now you're not going to be able to attempt to break out the next round. Not that it's going to matter,
Should have attacked with a
because
sword.
the spider reaches out and pierces you with its mandibles.
Ooh.
It only deals 4 damage. So 4 wounds, which you can negate with your toughness bonus. Now, you're not wearing any armor, are you?
No, just a shield.
And it pierces you in the chest. So you take 1 wound because you don't have any armor on. And I need you to make me an endurance test.
Let me mark my wound real quick. Man, these dice are terrible. Well, it's not a double this time. All right, endurance test. I got a 71 out of 52.
So that's a fail.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's a fail.
You take 2 poison conditions.
Oh, man, I'm running out of room to write these down.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, I have so many. I got like 3 entangled. I got a torn muscle. I got 2 poison.
Marius, help us.
Yes. So you're gonna lose. Okay, so you have 2. We'll deal with this in a minute. Yeah, you have 2 poison conditions, and then unfortunately, because it bit you and you're entangled, as a free action, it is going to grab you and run away with you.
Oh my God!
Do I get opportunity attack?
Marius, you get your free attack against it. So roll me an attack. It's going to attempt to dodge it.
Okay.
Well, he's gone. Let's leave him.
What'd you get, Marius?
That's a 56 out of 85.
Well, Marius, I rolled a 1, so you get hurt in the process. Let's see how this goes.
Jesus,
Man,
Shit.
this is crazy.
Savage.
Oh man, I'm liking these spiders. I gotta say. Let's see here. 71. Oh yeah, it's a good one. Good one. Oh yeah, even better. Let's see here.
You sound so happy.
I am ecstatic. Oh man, this is perfect. Marius, as you lunge at it, its leg kicks backwards and hits you center mass in the gut, and you as the end of its leg is about the size of your torso, presses into you, pierces the flesh just a little bit. You take 8 wounds that bypass your toughness bonus. So you just take 8 wounds. And you are stunned for the next round.
Oh, no.
You have the stunned condition. So you're and it scuttles away from you 50 feet in the opposite direction. Holding Beno. And that is
Help me, please.
its turn. So, Marius, it is now your turn. You are stunned. Do you have any resolve left? Marius?
I have all my resolve.
Okay. You can use a point of resolve to remove the stun condition, and then you can take your turn as normal.
So. Okay.
So
I'd like to do so.
The spider is holding Bano, and it is 50 feet away from you, moving in the opposite direction.
It's already 50 feet away.
Yeah, it moves fast 50 feet in one round.
That thing jumped on me quick.
It goes,
damn it.
And it's scuttling away.
Oh, shit.
You know, sometimes you can't save everybody.
Help me, He's getting taken away into the dark. I'm gonna die. You said 50 feet away?
50 feet.
I could... I don't know if this is... Okay. No, I won't do that. That's just... That would end poorly. I will, knowing that I'm not good at... Marius knowing he's not good at ranged, and knowing he probably can't catch it, is going to turn and try to charge the one that's at Seamus.
Okay.
And try to attack him.
Okay.
And try to distract him if I can.
Leave Bano to die. Got it. Check mark.
Well, I want to try.
Wait, no.
You run. Bano, you glance up as this thing is pierced your body, and you see Marius just look at you, and then turn and charge in the opposite direction. Marius, go ahead and make your attack, please.
All right.
Coward.
Let's say 28 out of 65.
28 out of 65. That's definitely a hit. I'm assuming you want to make it 8 levels of success.
Yes. So
of course you
20
do.
points of damage.
Jesus Christ. All right. And this was the one that Seamus hurt already. So
yes.
You turn around and you with just a howl, and you bring the pick down and you cleave off 2 of its arms. They get pinned together and you swing through and rips them out of the socket. There's green viscera and blood squirted all across you as the thing shrieks and then rolls over on its back and starts to shrivel up dead. And I'm assuming that's the end of your turn?
Is it okay? So it's dead.
Oh yeah.
Of my free action, I'll yell to Seamus, "A Bretonian, Seamus!
Shoot her! Shoot her!" Okay.
And, just hope that he can get a shot off.
Okay. Seamus, it is now your turn. The spider that is carrying Bano is 60 feet away from you. Well within range. I think it's at the edge of your range with your crossbow. If you would like to make a shot. There will, however, there might be a penalty to not shooting Bano in the process. But, if you decided not to care about that, make the shot anyway, a dark deal could be made.
Yes.
And perhaps the bolt hits Bano, perhaps it hits the spider, who knows? Would you care to take me up on this deal?
I do. I have my own dark deal, though.
Oh, really?
Whoa! I know dark deal.
I would like when I hear Marius yell out, the Bretonian, Seamus would just like to spit on the ground and turn around and walk away.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus!
So
That's you.
I will allow you to remove a point of corruption in doing so. So you can remove 1 point of corruption.
No. Well, I'll take your dark deal. For,
okay, that's fine.
Shot.
Okay, go ahead and make the shot. You can still remove the point of corruption.
All right, that is a 68 with 3. It's already 68 out of 85.
And aren't you at minus 20?
I am, but I have 3
Success levels?
Yes.
Okay. And it still puts you at
yeah.
85? Jesus, God.
No,
both
that was bad math. That was bad math. A 68 out of 66. Ah, shit, I missed.
Do you have any fortune left?
I do. I have a lot of fortune left.
You can re-roll, or you can make it a success.
I will... Oh. Let's make it a success.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just add 10 to it?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because you needed at least 2 success levels not to shoot Bano. So this is going to be good. Let's see here. The bolt. I will give you this.
With these rolls.
He's not. He's just hovering above there. It's swaying back and forth. You don't really care if you shoot him or not, and you launch the bolt out, and it hits him in the thigh. I'm not going to deal max damage, so you will take 4 wounds, Bano, as one of Seamus's bolts skids through you, and I will give 4 wounds to the spider as well. So it clips you and hits the spider. You can reduce your toughness bonus, so a minimum of 1 wound for you, Bano.
Okay.
I won't let you take a full bolt to the chest from Seamus. It would be too devastating.
Thank you, Game Master.
Does that count as a success for me?
It does. Oh, it does.
Isn't that 2 successes
Yes.
if you hit me and the spider?
No, it's just 1.
I tried.
And you see it flinch a little bit, but it's still fine. Is it the end of your turn, Seamus?
Yeah, if that's the only spider, I'll probably shoot it, and then I guess begrudgingly kind of, run towards it.
Okay, it is now Bragadine. It's your turn. You immediately take 2 wounds from the poison coursing through your body, so you can remove 2 wounds. Do you have any resolve points?
No, I believe I used those already.
You are all out. Let me make sure. I want to see if you can make a test for poison. I don't think you can.
Jesus.
Okay, so here's what you can do. You can use your action. You have 2 choices here, Bragadine. You can either use your action to make an endurance test to break out of the webbing, or you can use your action to make an endurance test to remove the poison coursing through your body. Either way, it's going to be obviously not easy for you with the way you're rolling. So make your choice. Your choice is yours.
Let's focus on the poison.
Okay.
All right. Oh, but the lady, please bless me with your rolls.
Oh, and you have a minus 20 to all your rolls because you're poisoned.
God damn it, because I made it until you said that. Oh, okay. Well, so I did have a 35 under 50, but I guess that's going to be a 55 out of 50 now. Because of the minus 20. Yep. All right. Yep. There we go. Cool.
Yep. So, okay then.
That's cool. That's cool.
Well, Bragadine, you try to muster up some of your just inner reserves, and nothing happens. And that is the end of your turn.
I begin to cry as my free action.
And it's the spider's turn. So, as its action, it is going to leap to the nearest wall, which is about 10 feet away. As its action, and it goes, whoosh, sticks to the wall, and then climbs up the wall an additional 40 feet, and then makes it to a hole, and it's about to enter a hole in the wall and drag Bragadine off into the darkness. So that's the end of the spider's turn. Marius, you're up. You're at least 60 feet, and then it's 40 feet up. What would you like to do?
I see a hand axe laying around.
Sure. We'll say there's a hand axe laying around. You can try to throw one?
I'm going to grab it. I'm going to run as far as I can, and I don't know if I'm in range to throw it or not. I can run 40 feet,
so let's see here. It's an improvised weapon, but you're strong as hell, so you can pretty much, you'll be within range. So you move your full 40 feet in its direction. You're still about 50 feet from it, even with that, because of the angle. But go ahead and make your attack. Yeah, you're within range. You can throw something 60 feet if you can hit it.
Okay. All right. That's a 36 out of 73.
Jesus. My God.
My success levels right now are pretty high.
Okay, now this doesn't you don't get the extra success levels because this is an improvised weapon, but still.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean you get your success levels, but you don't get the extra from like your pick.
The damage.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
so,
this is just ballistic skill at 33 plus 4 levels of success.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that 6 levels of success? How many was that?
No, that's technically 3 levels of success.
3 plus 5 plus 6. Shit, it's still 11 damage. Jesus. You chuck this axe and you clip the spider's abdomen. And it doesn't look that hurt. But you've definitely wounded it over time. You guys have been
hit
picking.
it, I guess.
Yeah. You've hit it at least. So it all comes down to Seamus McCready.
Right, you're lazy. But all. As I shout out.
Seamus,
Lady, protect me.
Seamus, this is one of those moments, Seamus.
Shit.
More dark deals?
No, that's not a dark deal. I'm just laying your options out. You already had one. It's your choice if you want to leave him to die. I mean, he's probably going to die in the darkness without your help.
Also sad.
You can use
I'm a gunner.
You can either roll it, or Seamus, if you want to be a good guy, you could use your 1 point of resilience and automatically crit this thing and probably save Bonneau's life. The choice is yours. You still might be able to save him if you roll it, but I know for a fact that if you use your point of resilience, you will kill it and save him.
Now, how much resilience do I?
That was so awesome. Oh man, that just became my favorite part right there.
Okay, then.
No.
Okay, then go ahead and roll me an attack. Are you going to even move closer?
Oh yeah, I'll move closer.
Okay. Do you want to?
Assuming I can still see. I don't know how much light there is anymore.
I will say there's enough dim light for you to be able to somewhat see him. There might be a penalty once again to see if you shoot him or not. Depending on what happens. I didn't give it to Marius because Marius can see in the dark. So go ahead, Seamus.
Ooh, this is it. The money shot.
The blessings of the lady upon you.
So that is going to be. It's not a crit. It's going to be a 58 out of 76.
Okay. 68. So that is 11 wounds?
It's 9 plus 2.
Yeah, so 11. So you launch the bolt. It is 2 successes, so you don't hit Bonneau this time and split the difference. You hit it in the thorax, like the abdomen kind of area, and It's still up.
Oh God! No!
And
goodbye.
but no, it is your turn since we're still in combat. The spider is about to crawl into the deep dark with you. What would you like to do?
So I have to take 2 wounds first off, just from the poison.
You
right?
take 2 wounds from the poison immediately.
Okay. Ouch. Let's try to break out.
Okay, make me a test at -20. Strength test.
Okay, so strength check to -20.
I will say if you get a critical success, you're out.
Well, I didn't. I got a 51 out of 35 -20, so I got a 51 out of 15.
So, sorry, Beno, you struggle once again in vain. And that's the end of your turn.
Help me! Help me!
It's now the spider's turn, and Marius and Seamus, you both see...
Wait till my father hears about this.
As the spider, wounded, dripping blood, climbs into the hole and disappears into the darkness. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session of Rise of the Forsaken.
Wow.
So, oh man, that got a little rough there towards the end,
ready?
boys.
It did.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be talking to Jumbo Thick about a backup character offline here.
We'll see what just happened to Beno in the next session.
I was committed to him, too.
It went poorly. I'm not going to lie.
It's all right. It's good rolls. Hilarious
happens.
rolls. Not good rolls,
happened.
but hilarious rolls. Oh, great rolls.
Seamus sacrificed you. Decided he didn't want to spend his resilience. He just let you die. It's fine.
I knew I should have shit in his bag.
Still eat my fucking rations.
So
You didn't know I ate your rations.
He doesn't know, but oh man. Regardless, we're gonna wrap this up, boys. Favorite moments. Let's start with Marius Wolf. Got anything favorite moments this time around?
Gee. I don't know. I really like the revelation that it was Carrick Zorn. You know.
Oh yes.
I'm sure the fans of the channel are familiar with the lore you put out. You know, kind of a famous or infamous landmark for the dwarves. So I enjoyed that.
Awesome. How about you, Mr. Seamus? Got any favorite moments from tonight?
If I would have attacked Marius and my Wraith Fates, would have been my favorite. But now that I have what I believe to be a Dowie gun,
Oh yeah,
black powder rifle,
it's a Thunderer. Yeah, it's a. I guess you call it like a Thunder. I don't know, some stick or something. Who knows? Thunderer, basically.
I've been waiting for a Dowie weapon, and now I have one, so I'm pretty stoked about it.
Pretty awesome. How about you, Mr. Bragadine, excuse me.
Well, first, it was when I so shamelessly fed myself from Seamus's bag, but then it just compounded. Then when he shot me shooting the spider, and then but I actually think I'm excited to see if I survive, because being snatched away by a spider into darkness is, believe it or not, is Bragadine's favorite part, because that was, I don't know, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. That's a great cliffhanger. That's what that is, a great cliffhanger.
Yep. So I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I did. It sounds like everyone here had a pretty good time. So I would like to thank the players, of course. Thanks you guys for coming together. This was an awesome session. Had a lot of fun. I'd like to thank all the fans out there, all the commenters. We'd love to hear from you guys. Go and leave us comments on what you thought about today's session and maybe what you think's going on. I like to hear everybody's theories. Most of them aren't right, but who knows? Maybe someday somebody will stumble upon something decent. Regardless, guys, I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time on Rise of the Forsaken.